I believe that we're born with a lot of wisdom and loving and understanding. That is our true essence. The first 2 years of life, we have many experiences. Some of them are painful and difficult experiences. In order to protect ourselves from the painful experiences, the only protection we find is fear. So we develop a layer of fear around us to protect us from the painful experiences in the past. As we begin to grow, we also want to protect ourselves from the fear that we carry in our hearts. So we develop another layer, and this layer is like a character, protection from feeling the fear. So the stronger the pain from the past, the stronger the fear, the stronger the protection. So to reconnect to our essence, to the heart, is to actually go back and remember who we really are, what we bring to this life.
Hello, and it's wonderful to be back here on another edition of Talk Vietnam. Now, we hope that in this edition, our topic will help you to find out more about yourself and be more curious about what's really within you. Have you ever wondered about who you really are and what are the aspects that are keeping you from achieving what it is that you really want in life, and how to make better relationships, or how to, in the end, achieve a fulfilling and happy life? Perhaps our guest today, Dr. Menis Yousry, will be able to answer these questions for you. But before we talk to him, let's take a look more about our guest today in the following clip.
Dr. Menis Yousry is regarded as one of the most famous systems and family psychologists who specializes in personal growth technologies. He is the founder of the Essence Foundation, a non-profit personal development organization staffed almost entirely by volunteers. Essence courses typically help create deep, lasting, and positive shifts in the lives of participants. Over the last 20 years, he has designed and facilitated personal development courses in 16 locations throughout the US, Latin America, and Europe. Vietnam is his 17th destination in the world and the first in Asia.
Hello, Dr. Menis Yousry. Thank you very much for joining us today. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Thank
you for the invitation
Yes.
to come and talk to you here.
So tell me, what has brought you to Vietnam this time?
Well, I was invited to come here to present one of my courses, and it was quite a magical experience to get here, because a lot of people in different places in the world like my work, and one of these people was living in Budapest in Hungary, and he made some connections here, and I came to present the course.
Yes, so we will actually meet this person later in the show and get to talk more about your process and the way that you have come to us here in Vietnam. Now, let's start a little bit about, in the previous clip, introduction about yourself, we saw a drawing. This drawing has 3 layers of painful experiences, fear, and characteristics.
Yes.
Can you share with us more about this drawing?
Yes, actually this drawing explained my work beautifully and easily. You know, when we come to life very young, very small, we are feeling beings first. And then after we feel, we start to intellectualize what we are feeling to make sense of our world. And you know, if we go back to early days when human beings were created, we had to feel a lot, because if we don't feel, we will not get frightened. And if we're not frightened, other animals will eat us. Yes. so we rely heavily on our emotions. And as we grow, every one of us carries some fears from the past. Fear is the second layer. The first layer is feeling, and then fear. And then we don't want to be afraid, so we try to protect ourselves. So the problem here is, if I want to stop myself being afraid, then I also stop myself feeling. Yes. That means I will live my life in reaction. So when I'm in a relationship, I'm reacting to my partner rather than being myself. When I go to work, I'm reacting to my boss rather than being myself. Yes. And if I live all my life in this outer layer of reaction, and I repeat it all my life, many people, if they don't work on themselves, they think they are the reaction. It is like a mask we wear.
Yes.
And if you wear the mask for a very long time, you think you are the mask. And I use this analogy that if somebody asked me to act in a theater or in front of people and give me a script, and I act every night, after 5, 6, 10 years, I will become the act. And I always quote Shakespeare because I think he's the greatest psychologist, but he probably didn't know that. he said, all the world is stage and we're merely an actor on stage.
Go back a little bit to that drawing. So the 3 layers basically showing the feeling stage that leads to certain behaviors that we have later in life that we really can't explain.
Yeah, the fear actually is good for us because it protects us from the feeling. If I'm not afraid, I will die. So if there's a fire in front of me, if I'm not afraid of the fire, I will burn myself. So it's actually a protection from the body.
Yes.
But the problem is we grow up and these fears are only for before.
And
not
it
for
expands into other facets of life as well.
Because this is my strategy to face my world. You see, it goes to in every area. You see, and then, and then I protect myself after that. Yes. Okay.
So now, before we continue, we know that Dr. Menis Yousry is very famous for his course, the Essence course, and he has been carrying out these courses all over the world. And in the next clip, we'll find out more about what this course has to offer.
The Essence course normally takes place over 3 days and uses the most powerful tools of experience to help people uncover the everyday subconscious patterns that can prevent them from reaching their goals. In the course, the participants experience a gentle, fun 3 days of specially designed educational exercises and interactions within the group. Day 1. Discovering one's personal power and limiting beliefs. Day 2. Exploring guilt and changing the way people feel about the past. Day 3. Creating what people really want for their future. The combination of Dr. Menis Yousry's expertise and the structure of the courses have created miraculous changes in people's lives. For this reason, the Essence course is becoming one of the most sought-after courses in the world for those who want to seek happiness and harmony with their families and surroundings.
Now, could you tell us about the history of Essence?
Of course, yes. Many years ago, I was puzzled by one thing. What we want to do and what we actually do. This really puzzled me. We decide to do many things, but our action do not match our intention. I decided to create a course where I put people in an experience just like life. And then when they react the same way they react in their life, I reflect it back to them. And I do a lot of exercises with people similar to what they experience in life. And then I show them, this is what you're doing that actually come from your protection. But the secret of the seminar is not only this. It has to be done in a very loving, compassionate way. Because when we are growing up, you have a parent or someone who is loving enough to love you when you're making mistakes. And this is not available to many people. So basically, people come to the course and become children again. And then they grow up.
Yes.
And all these things happen subconsciously, not directly in the seminar. So people have this incredible feeling of love and support, and they begin to change their mind about the world.
Tell me, why did you name it Essence?
Well,
is it because you're kind of taking the mask off and you're revealing the true essence within yourself?
This is the reason. Our essence is not our protection, it's not our fear, it's none of that. And there's a part of us, I call it essence, that seems to know everything. But unfortunately, we have accumulated many other things that stop us being who we are. And the most inspiring people in the world, when they speak from their essence, and they attract everybody's attention. But most of us, we interact from fear, from protection, and we're not effective as much, see?
Yes.
Okay.
So the process of essence, besides trying to encounter your fears again, and from that learn your real self, what else does it address?
It actually addressing loving ourselves.
Loving ourselves as well.
And the word loving ourselves is very dangerous, because there's a lot of people keep telling us, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. And a lot of books written about it, but I don't think we understand what it means. I don't. And how can I love myself? Do I need to look in the mirror every day and say, I love you, Menis, I love you, I love you?
Or taking care of yourself?
And I realized, actually, through my work, loving myself means to be kind to myself when I'm not good, when I'm doing something that doesn't work. And this is another part that the seminar teaches us a lot. And one of the strategies I use a lot is, once I discover my protection, my limitation, this is the moment when I need to be kind to myself. This is what loving ourselves is.
For the first time in Vietnam, the Essence course was held in Hanoi by Money Rain Project, with the participation of about 40 registrants. Combining the most powerful elements of his professional experience and grounding academic research, Dr. Menis uses a wide range of cutting-edge techniques to connect people with awareness, compassion, and gratitude. The special thing is that everything from giving lectures, playing games, to sharing sessions takes place in a relaxed atmosphere of trust. A lot of people, therefore, have easily found ways to their inner self.
Trong cái khóa học này thì tôi cảm thấy là tôi được kết nối với rất là nhiều thứ, kết nối về tình cảm với những người cùng lớp học, kết nối kiến thức của thầy truyền cho và kết nối cái thông tin và những cái điều mà mình mong mỏi, và cái quan trọng hơn cả đó là thầy cũng đã giúp cho tôi nhìn lại và kết nối lại được về quá khứ và hiện tại để mình có những cái định hướng tốt hơn và những cái hành động tốt hơn trong tương lai, và cái đấy là cái rất là quan trọng với bản thân cá nhân tôi. Và tôi thấy tất cả các thành viên trong lớp thì ai cũng cởi mở và ai cũng muốn trao cho nhau những niềm tin. Thì đấy là cái điều mà không thể có được ở bất cứ một khóa học nào.
Menis is unbelievably good at getting to the core of what people really need in life. The participants are thus determined to take bold steps in personal honesty with a sense of freedom as they expose, examine, and shift whatever the barrier is, which prevents them from fully enjoying life. At times, they go back to their childhoods and relive the best moments of their lives. At others, they address the memories of the past to see a part of themselves they've never had a chance to see before. Nguyễn Thị Bích Hằng, for example, felt that she was at ease with the present, but she is actually not. She breaks down when Menis touches upon her pain.
Tiến sĩ Menis đã đưa chúng tôi vào những cái hoàn cảnh, những cái tình huống mà ở đó cái nỗi đau của chúng tôi nó được bộc lộ ra, và từ đó thì cái quá trình hàn gắn lại nỗi đau nó bắt đầu. Tôi cảm thấy tôi đón nhận được cái tình yêu từ tất cả mọi người khi mà tôi bộc lộ cái nỗi đau của tôi ra, và tôi cảm giác là mình được nâng đỡ. Tôi cảm nhận được những cái mất mát của tôi, và những mất mát đó khi mà mình nhận ra được ấy, thì nó cũng tan biến đi, và có một cái năng lượng rất là mạnh mẽ tràn ngập vào trong tim của tôi.
And their pain appears to be healed. They feel reborn, clean, and ready to live a life without borders and limits. Life full of challenges and adventures.
In the Essence process, a big part is to help the participants address their bad memories.
Yes.
Why is it that we go back in order to learn about yourself? Why is it that we go back to the bad memories while many of people are trying to run away or forget the past?
This is probably the best question you asked me, because
there's still more to come.
Okay, there is misunderstanding. I don't teach people to go to the bad memories. I teach people to go to the reaction to the bad memories. They're two different things.
Yes.
Because the past is finished, gone, but our reaction to the past is still with us today.
Yes.
You see, and this is what we do in our relationships. I'm fighting my partner because they remind me of my mother, or my father, or my older brother, or somebody that hurt me in the past. This is the past, which is finished. It's not my partner's fault anymore. But I'm fighting with them. You see, instead of telling them, what you're doing is not working for me, could you do something different? We cannot say that. We fight instead.
Yes.
You see? Okay.
Because it reminds you of something from the past, or your reaction to the past.
Yes.
So in terms of the course, after looking at these bad memories and looking at how we react to these bad memories, do you give your participants a method in order to kind of cleanse themselves of these memories, so that if they are faced with it again, they do not feel the same trauma?
Towards the last day of the course, I actually give people some kind of tasks or strategies to from intellect now, not emotions, so I can complete everything. For example, if the kind of person who hanged on to everything, and I won't accumulate too many things, I tell them, when you go home, give some of your things away. Or the things you don't use, give them away. And then they have the experience, they are able to let go of things. It's a metaphor for many other things. And they can have the experience, let go of something that happened to them in the past also. But we cannot learn with information. We have to learn from experience, because if you can see here, we are the result of our past experiences. So I got to give them experiences, but it has to go through the intellect.
Yes.
Like you go and do this.
So instead of saying, let this go, or forget the past.
When we have problems and go to a friend and tell them I have a relationship problem, say, oh, just let go. It doesn't. It doesn't
go.
It doesn't work.
Yes.
You got to have an experience, and when you repeat it long enough, you begin to feel that you can do that. So I do give people some directions after the course. Yeah.
Yes.
Nguyễn Duy Cương is one of the participants at the Essence course in Vietnam. Before he attended the course, he was always a strong, powerful, and authentic man, with strong ideas and leadership qualities. But deep inside, he never felt truly happy. He never knew what was holding him back from what he really wanted to do until he met Dr. Menis Yousry. With his techniques and experience in psychology, Dr. Menis identified the main reason for the burden Cương is suffering from, the deep love and gratitude for his late father. Menis used his most common tool by asking Cương to pick out a man in the group who resembles his father. He wanted to refresh the image of his father inside Cương. Among the attendants, Cương chose the eldest man, Mr. Hành.
Về mặt thì bác ấy không giống, nhưng mà về tuổi tác thì nó heo heo. Tại vì đôi khi chúng ta đang thiếu thốn một thứ gì đấy tương tự, một người cha, một cái mẫu hình, một hình bóng, một cái khung hình, một cái độ tuổi này. Và nhìn vào gương mặt đấy thì nó dần thấy mình nhìn sâu bằng trái tim, bằng tiềm thức, thì tự dần là nó khớp cái khuôn hình cha mình vào đấy, và nhìn thấy người cha thân yêu của mình trong bóng hình cái người này, những cảm nhận mất mát, những cái cảm nhận mà về người cha, những quá khứ nó trỗi lại.
Cương suffering comes from the fact that even though he is a highly competent doctor, he was not able to save his father from a fatal disease. That's why the pain keeps haunting him and affecting everything that he does in life without him knowing it.
Có những cái gì đó vô thức hơn cả tiền, hơn cả vị thế xã hội, hơn cả danh dự mà mình lại đam mê, thậm chí mình đánh đổi và mình hy sinh cống hiến. Nhưng thực sự cái nỗ lực đấy từ trong sâu thẳm hôm nay chính tôi cũng mới phát hiện ra, đấy chính là một cái nỗ lực của một đứa con dành cho người cha.
Cương story has deeply inspired other participants who share similar suffering about their own families.
Khi chú Khánh nhìn đến Cương thì tôi cũng nhìn thấy ánh mắt của người cha từ chú Khánh đối với tôi, cho nên chính vì vậy cho nên tôi rất là cảm động. Đúng cũng như anh Cương thôi. Cái lúc mà mình đỗ đại học chẳng hạn, người cha mình không tin tưởng rằng mình đỗ đại học, thì ông bảo mày nói đúng không, mày nói thật không, ngỡ mày làm sao đỗ được đại học. Ông nói cái câu như thế thì cái câu đấy nó ăn sâu rất sâu vào tâm khảm của mình. Nhưng đến bây giờ thì mình thực sự rất là so với những người khác, những bạn bè đồng lứa, tôi nghĩ rằng là tôi đã khẳng định với cha rằng Tôi xứng đáng là con của bố, của cha. Nhưng mà vì cha đã mất, cho nên là khi câu chuyện của anh Cương với chú Khánh và thầy đã gợi ra được, thì tôi cũng nghĩ rằng là tôi cũng không phải nuối tiếc cái chuyện đấy, bởi vì cái thành công của tôi còn được nhiều người cha khác đang sống chứng nhận, chứ không phải là người cha đã mất của mình nữa.
For Cương now, learning how to accept loss is the most crucial to help him continue with his life and goals.
Xong sứ mệnh, ở cuối con đường thì lại gặp người cha thân yêu thôi.
So from our observation in the course, we've learned about the story of Mr. Menis Yousry, and he has lost his father due to an illness. Can you share with us a little bit more about his story?
I found him very inspiring because he's quite well known, I think, and he came to the course and he was not afraid to open himself up, and that surprised me the most. And not afraid to work on himself in front of other people who may know him. And what I found really that he has a reaction, obviously. He has a very deep connection with his father. And this deep connection with his father making him do things until today to satisfy his father. And that's a reaction. He wanted his father, he wanted to remain that connection. And he wanted the love of his father. Even his father is gone, he's still reacting the same way, and he was really he opened a place in him to learn, and people like that get the best value of the course.
Trong chương trình của Menis thì khơi lại cho tôi xuống tiềm thức, và tôi cũng bắt đầu phát hiện ra một sự thật, đó là tính hy sinh, tính cống hiến, và tôi gần như tái hiện lại bức tranh cuộc sống của cha tôi. Vì tôi rất là yêu cha, nên vô tình tôi đem cả những nỗi đau của thế hệ trước vào trái tim mình, và tôi đang kế thừa những gì từ thế hệ trước một cách hoàn toàn vô thức.
By letting go of what came from the past, Cương is now able to fully enjoy the peace of mind to move forward and get on with the path he's chosen, believing that his father is always there to support him.
Continuing the story of Cương, the relations between parents and children.
Yes.
Why do you make this topic a highlight in the course?
Again, a relationship between a parent and a child has in it the secret of our life, in fact, because we are programmed when a child is born is to protect them at any cost. And a child is programmed, the moment they're born, they look for the mother or the father. If we don't have this programming, the race will not survive. This attachment itself is the model of our whole entire life.
Yes.
So this is really the foundation of our behavior. And when you have someone so close to you, like a child, you have a lot of investment, and you cannot get away from this one. Because if you have a problem with your friend, you don't see them again. Far relative, you don't see them again. With your child, you got to stick with them.
Yes, you can't get rid of it.
And then your protection is very strong, because if I want help everybody, I'm going to help my children to the end. If I'm insecure, my children will become insecure because they will feed from my own insecurity. So really, you can't get away from this one.
So in order to help people understand more about themselves, Dr. Menis Yousry has published this book called Discover Your Hidden Memory and the Real You. Now this is almost like a transformation tool, a self-development guide, if you will, in the words of Dr. Yousry, to change the person that you think you are, to develop into the person who you really are. So let's have a look in the following clip.
Discover your hidden memory and find the real you is the result of dozens of years of researching human psychology of Dr. Menis Yousry. It's an exploration in human consciousness, how to change who we think we are, and how to become who we really are. The book is therefore split into 2 parts. Part 1 looks at the conflict between our intentions and what we achieve, examining how our social brain makes us who we think we are, why our beliefs are stronger than reality, and the relationship between belief and memory. Part 2 outlines Dr. Menis's healing process and includes exercises and tools to help you uncover your hidden memory and find the real you.
You've mentioned earlier about hidden memory, about these memories that perhaps we do not recognize, but they affect us in the future, these reactions.
Yes, yes. I researched a lot in this area. In the first 2 years of life, there's the centers in the brain that are responsible for memory. Okay? What does it mean responsible for memory? When something happened to you now, it goes to that part of the brain and like a filing system.
Yes.
Put it in the past and say this is now a memory. And you know in the past. This part of the brain does not develop in the first 2 years. So whatever happened to you, it does not go in the filing system.
Yes.
You see?
It's usually hard to remember what happened before 3 years.
Yeah, but these things are present until today. And they call them implicit memories.
Implicit memories.
Yeah. Now, explicit memory is the memory, the normal memory. I'm just simplifying it. An implicit memory is a memory that I don't know it is a memory. And the memory that I don't know it's a memory is very dangerous. Because it is like in front of you all the time, but you don't see it, but it's not gone away.
Yes.
You see? And this is the reaction. Because the memory is experience. And we are responding to experiences. So I am reacting to this memory today. If I am sitting with you here and I am afraid to be in this program, it's not the program I'm afraid of. I'm afraid from something happened to me in the past. I don't know what it is.
Now, there are sometimes in life we come across things that we think that we might have seen in the past, but we're really not sure what it is. So what is it really? Is it the hidden memory?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be. I have many revelations in my work about myself too, and I make connections all the time. Like, for example, one day I woke up in the morning recently, and I sat on the edge of the bed, and I was very tired, really tired, and I was resisting standing up, going to the shower, and getting ready. And I suddenly realized, after all this work I have done, this is what my father used to do every day. He worked so hard, and he used to get up, sit on the edge of his bed, and I made the connection very quickly that I actually copied his life.
Yes.
Yeah, I learned from him, and that's my memory. Because you know the connection we model. We model our parents when we were very small, so I modeled as a memory in me. And the moment I saw it, I had a completely different perspective.
Yes. Now, through this book, we've also learned that the most important relationship that you would have is not with anyone around you, but the one with yourself.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
Okay. The relationship I have with myself is the relationship I have with life. Yes. The relationship I have with myself is actually the relationship I had with my parents. They're all the same. So, if I am brought up by a person who was very aggressive to me, this is our relationship, I will be aggressive with myself.
To yourself.
And I'll be aggressive with other people. Because this is my world.
Yes.
And I will attract people who are aggressive in my life. Too. So really, the relationship with me, if I want to change my world, I change the relationship I have with myself. And this is a mistake people don't know. People try to change the outside. You can't. If you want peace in the world, you be peaceful. You don't teach people peace. My presence reflect who I am. And if I am peaceful with me, so whoever comes near me, they will be peaceful.
Now, the Essence course has been 10 years in the making, and according to its participants, it has created a positive and deep shift in the way they think about their life and the way they live their life as well. So much that many of the participants have decided to come back to the course to become volunteers and assistants, and to be able to hopefully pass on some of the magical touch that they themselves have felt.
This time in Vietnam, 6 volunteers coming from different parts of the world also come to assist Menis in conducting the course. All of them are former participants of previous Essence courses. Some even followed Dr. Menis from the very first time the Essence course was held in England.
I went on the first Essence course, which was 10 years ago in England. I didn't know it was the first Essence course, but I later found out it was the first Essence course, and it had a really profound effect on my life. It was very compassionately delivered. I loved the humble nature of Dr. Menis, but the impact that it had on my life. So I then did the advanced course, and it made such a difference in my life that I've been helping ever since.
The course of improving oneself does not confine in just 3 days of training, but it is a whole life process. By accompanying Menis everywhere he goes, the volunteers always see the new chances to learn new things from the stories shared by new participants. And again, this time in Vietnam, the stories of Vietnamese participants touched their hearts.
The issues are the same. You know, the people are the same. They have the same problems. They have the same issues. It's just that the country is different. And Menis works very, in every country that I've been to, he works very differently with the groups that he's got. There's no set, there's no set line saying, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. Like I've been to other courses and it's very structured. Essence really isn't a structured course. Menis goes very much with how the group is, what the group needs. He's very, very intuitive, and he knows exactly, what the group needs. And it's just amazing. It just unfolds magically, and I can't really explain it until you do the course yourself.
Among the 6 assistants are 2 Hungarian Vietnamese who had a chance to attend Menis' course in Hungary. Being the beneficiaries from the course, Phan Anh Sơn and Nguyễn Phương Thảo had a good reason to bring the course home.
Tôi cảm thấy khoa học rất là hữu ích đối với tôi. Và tôi đã làm tình nguyện viên ở bên Hung. Xong tôi học xong rồi thì tôi có một ý nguyện là rất muốn người Việt Nam mình được hưởng cái điều mà tôi đã được hưởng. Và tôi tôi với một người bạn là nảy ra ý kiến là ý định là mời ông Menis về đây.
And it took them 2 years to make it possible in Vietnam.
Now here in our studio today, we are very lucky to have Mr. Phan Anh Sơn. He's one of the 2 Hungarian Vietnamese who are assistants on the course this time, and he's also helped to bring Dr. Menis back to Vietnam this time. So xin cảm ơn anh Sơn đã đến với chương trình ạ. Anh có thể chia sẻ với chương trình là anh đã quen tiến sĩ như thế nào và anh đã trở thành trợ lý sao ạ?
Tôi quen tiến sĩ Menis Yousry là cũng rất là tình cờ thôi. Tức là cách đây khoảng độ 4 năm ấy thì có một người bạn của tôi nói là có một khóa học rất là hay. Thế mà hay như thế nào? Bảo ở đấy khó mà diễn tả được lắm. Thế nhưng mà sau đấy thì tôi thấy là trong cái cách hành xử của chị ta nó cũng có một sự thay đổi. Mà tôi cũng tin là cái lời khuyên của chị ấy là khóa học này tốt. Thế là ở Budapest thì tôi đi học một khóa học như vậy. Và đấy là tôi trước đấy tôi đã đọc rất nhiều sách rồi. Tôi nghĩ là mình cũng biết rất nhiều thứ rồi. Nhưng sau đến khóa học này nó thay đổi hoàn toàn cái suy nghĩ của tôi. Nó có sự trải nghiệm rất lớn. Một cái đấy là đó là cái lần đầu tiên mà tôi gặp tiến sĩ Menis Yousry. Sau đấy thì dần dần thì tôi cũng đi học tiếp các khóa tiếp theo và tôi đã nhiều lần tham gia làm tình nguyện viên như là ở Porto hoặc là ở Romania.
Điều gì đã khiến cho anh quyết định đưa tiến sĩ đến với Việt Nam ạ?
Cái sự việc mà đưa Menis đến Việt Nam ấy, đầu tiên nó rất là xa vời mà cuối cùng nó bắt đầu bằng một cái chuyện cũng khá là ngộ nghĩnh. Đấy là một lần thì tôi cứ đưa Menis đi ăn phở ở một nhà hàng Việt Nam ở Budapest, có một nhà hàng Việt Nam, ngôi nhà Việt, tên cũng rất là Việt Nam và cái phong cách bài trí cũng rất là Việt Nam. Thì trong cái khu vườn đấy thì có 2 chiếc xích lô xích lô mang Việt Nam thật sự. Thì ông Menis ông ấy đứng trước một xích lô, theo tôi chụp ảnh, tôi thấy là vui vui thôi. Ông ấy thì đăng lên trên Facebook, nói với một dòng câu đùa là ngày hôm qua tôi ở Việt Nam. Thế là rất nhiều người ta hỏi ngay là thế ở Việt Nam cũng có seminar, có khóa học Essence. Thế là tôi với cả ông Menis sau đấy ông ấy chỉ cho tôi, ông bảo ui thế này thì đấy, bao nhiêu người ta nghĩ rằng bây giờ là ông ấy vừa ở Việt Nam thật mà đi làm khoa học ở đấy. Thế thì mình có thể mang khoa học về Việt Nam đi không nhỉ? Có một cái suy nghĩ nó đến trong đầu thì cái đấy lúc ấy hoàn toàn xa vời, không có một cái mối quan hệ nào, nhưng tôi không hề biết là mình sẽ bắt đầu như thế nào, nhưng mà có cái ý nguyện tự nhiên nó hình thành là mình có thể đưa Menis ở Việt Nam.
Cái điều gì mà anh đã nhận được trong khóa học đã thôi thúc anh mang những điều đó quay lại với Việt Nam và với những người dân ở Việt Nam ạ?
Có hai điều. Điều thứ nhất ấy là tôi cảm nhận thấy rằng cái khóa học này là khóa học trải nghiệm và nó hoàn toàn khác hẳn với cả những cái khóa học khác hẳn việc tôi đọc sách. Thế nó cũng giống như là bây giờ có một người nói rằng là Đặng Thái Sơn đánh đàn rất hay, nói say mê. Mình không biết là Đặng Thái Sơn đánh đàn hay như nào, qua cái lời nói không thể biết được. Thế nhưng khi mình ngồi vào trong cái phòng hòa nhạc, mình nghe Đặng Thái Sơn đánh đàn như nào thì mình sẽ có cảm nhận được. Mà cảm nhận thì mỗi người rất khác nhau. Đấy, chính vì thế mà mỗi người chính vì thế cho là cái khóa học này đối với tôi ấy, là điều mà tôi rất tâm đắc là thứ nhất. Điều thứ hai mà tôi làm tình nguyện viên ấy là khi làm tình nguyện viên, thực ra tôi cũng học lại khóa học nữa. Mà mỗi khóa học này, các khóa học đều khác nhau bởi vì những trải nghiệm trong đấy là khác nhau, những con người khác nhau, những chia sẻ khác nhau. Chính vì thế cho là cái đấy là làm cái điều tôi rất thích, là tôi không những là làm tự nhiên với giúp đỡ khóa học nó được hoàn thành mà giữa chừng mình học được rất là nhiều. Thì cái khóa học, việc đưa khóa học này và đến với người khác nó cũng là một sự cho đi và nhận lại.
For Dr. Menis, how do you feel about the roles of Sun as well as other volunteers in the process of you taking the Essence course to the world?
He showed me something that wonderful actually. I saw a perfect example of doing something with loving. They produce results straight away. Every move, every step on the way, he did it with 100% commitment. And when we are committed 100% to anything, with loving, it's actually easy. And this has also showed me that the people I work with, they can teach me a lot. And I saw, even from the moment we arrived here, he made everything possible for us to make this trip easy and safe for us. And I don't think I'll ever forget this the rest of my life. It's one of the inspiration in my life, actually.
Yes. Em xin cảm ơn anh Sơn đã tham gia vào chương trình và chia sẻ thêm về câu chuyện cũng như là quá trình đưa tiến sĩ đến với Việt Nam ạ. Cảm ơn anh nhiều.
After the course has finished, Dr. Menis and his colleagues take some time to visit around the capital city of Hanoi. And this is where he gets the best picture of the Vietnamese society.
When you go to in the nature outside and you see a tree falling and the water moving underneath and the grass growing and an very old tree falling apart, and there's something very mysterious, as if somebody put it together, but nothing put it together. This is the same experience when I watch the traffic in Vietnam and I watch people walking, and I hope Vietnamese people can really see and appreciate how wonderful this is. Because we have a saying in England, the grass is always greener on the other side. So people always think this country is better, the West is better, the East is better, but there's something very special here. And it's actually touched me so deeply. The first day I did panic, yes, because I was very Western in my head. But now I'm getting into the wavelength of this wonderful, wonderful, I want to find the right word for it, wonderful serenity of chaos.
So we've just seen in the previous clip some impressive images of your visit here to Vietnam. How much did you know about Vietnam before?
My memory of Vietnam is very different because when I was at school, it was during the war in Vietnam.
Yes, of course.
And it was very big thing for us, even though we're a long way from here. And because we were also in a similar culture, so our culture was supportive of Vietnam. And every day at school, when I was maybe 10 or something, or 11, we were talking about the war in Vietnam every day and how it is divided into two. And we had lots of pictures of people suffering and dying. And this is my memory of Vietnam, in fact. Yes. But when I came, actually, it's not the same anymore.
Yes, it's changed completely.
It changed, and I think people smiling more and happy more. The things that impressed me the most, or stand up in my mind when today, I think I came across a family with a child, and the child was reacting to me, and I asked the mom, "Can I hold the child?" She gave the child to me. This would never happen in England. And she was very happy, no problem, and very friendly. If you smile at people, they smile back at you, and I think it's fantastic.
Yes. Do you find that Vietnamese people are easier in terms of connecting to one another?
Very easy. You know, it's all about connection, by the way. We're missing connections. We're missing, and a child must have a connection. This is probably the most powerful thing about the Vietnamese culture. And I am not sure if, when you live in a culture, you think other cultures are better. But I think there's a wonderful, wonderful things happening in this culture that maybe people take it for granted.
Yes. In terms of connection, it's also a big part of your course, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely. People connect with each other, and this provides a lot of safety.
Yes. And as you said, creating a compassionate environment for the person to discover their real self. What is your advice for people who are out there watching this program and thinking, I want to be happy, I also want to be rich and have a fulfilling life and all of these things that I want. What is your advice for them?
I have one simple word. Live life without any expectations. Desire what you want, ask for what you want. Seek what you want, but have no expectations. If I have a relationship with a person who has no expectations of me, I want to give them everything. And I want release expectation, have gratitude. They are probably the most powerful things I have come across in my life, in every way. When all the work I do, I have no expectations.
Yes.
It expand or not, it doesn't matter, and it's been expanding by itself. And every time I do a seminar, I'm so grateful that I am actually in that position when I'm learning, and I'm surrounded with happy people everywhere I go. So I live in a bit of a fantasy, which is fantastic.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Yousry, for coming to the show and sharing your motto and also your advices in being able to look into the person you think you are and to become the person who you really are.
I'm very grateful to have this opportunity to share with people what I know, and hopefully there will be more and more and more.
Yes, we wish you the very best of luck and that you continue to bring your course, The Essence, to many more parts in the world, and that you'll come back to Vietnam one day.
Okay, I will. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, and that wraps up our edition of Talk Vietnam this time. Our guest was Dr. Menis Yousry. He is the lead facilitator and also the founder of the Essence Foundation. We hope that through this talk, you've been able to be more curious about yourself and to look within yourself. And as Dr. Menis say, let go, let be, and let in. Thank you very much for watching the program. We'll see you more next time.